就是目前是坐落于台北，然后专注于打造优质的虚拟实境体验。然后Dilun本身也拥有15年的全端开发工程师的经验，然后也曾为Fortune 500的知名企业开发许多网路及影音的专案。然后近期 VR 的作品有 Day1 VR 以及 The Run， 就是 Passenger to Nature， 就是皆有不错的成绩。那Dilun就是将分享一个前网站的开发者是怎么样一头栽进这个 VR 的游戏开发领域的。他也将介绍他的团队组成的过程，还有数款 VR 作品的开发经历以及未来的展望。那就请大家用掌声欢迎Dilun。
大家好。今天有可能会用英文，我用中文还是没有留意。So today's talk I'm going to talk about hit the ground running year one working in VR. So what this means is kind of like right now, currently, if you're working in VR, you have to move fast. That's the only way you can get by. So, kind of give you kind of a brief background on how it started. So, this picture is actually the first time I tried the DK2. It was last year at the Global Game Jam in Taipei, and I do not forget this because this is the very first time I experienced VR and I knew how big of a potential VR is. I'm sure some of you that actually tried probably had the same experience as me, knowing that VR is going to be huge in the future. And this was just last year, January. And it was the first time I actually completed a game. I had no prior experience with Unity or Unreal or any of the game engines. I did have some experience building games as a hobby, but it was nothing serious. My background actually was with web development. I was a full stack developer. I pretty much started as a designer and a programmer and then going into networking. So kind of I knew a little bit of everything, but game development was totally new to me. So I knew I had to get into VR, I need to start from somewhere. So I joined the Global Game Jam, and that really helped. Just knowing what the workflow is. And I learned a lot from it. And what was kind of funny was like, I didn't realize we were the first team in Taiwan to do a VR game for a game jam. So that was quite the actual milestone for Taiwan. And it's kind of interesting because like Maze Raider co-op, that logo I made within like 15 seconds when we actually submitted. So it was definitely quite the experience that I had. I learned a lot from joining like the actual game jam. So kind of the takeaways from that game jam and from my previous experience. If you have no prior experience with VR, I think the first thing you have to do is play every VR demo that you can possibly get your hands on. The good and the bad. And early on last year, there was a lot of bad demos. So I think everyone was trying out new things. So obviously there's going to be a lot of some bad experiences. But then at the same time, if you want to learn a lot faster, you actually have to work on real projects and also keep them small. And at the same time, get help from experts. Ask from people around your community and start joining groups like any meetups or any clubs. And definitely compete in game jams. You have to give yourself pressure. So just curious, raise your hands if you're already working in VR. Oh, okay. I know you, so. How about, okay, so who's interested in starting in VR? Raise your hands. All right, good. This is perfect. This is a talk for you guys. So, so this is kind of what I thought originally what happened. So I'll tell you what happened afterwards. Right after the game jam, I wanted to make a demo each month. That was my goal, to learn. And I was trying to find other developers to, give advice. But then there was no developers around that time. It was really hard to find in Taiwan. So I tried joining one of the meetups. There's no VR meetups. So I kind of had to help organize the VR meetups. And that's what happened. And when it started happening, the first couple meetups, I was still the only developer. Everyone was marketing, which is kind of, I guess it makes sense because a lot of people in marketing are really interested in VR. So during this time, I still have this MacBook Pro that, when you're a web developer, that's your main tool to use, because PC sales have been kind of dwindling because of apps with mobile, and but now with VR, now I'm back to using a PC, so I have to go and build myself a VR ready machine. So if you have some experience or you have friends, you definitely you can save a lot of money by just building yourself. And out of all the components, the GPU is the most important. And I highly recommend just getting the minimal spec, a GTX 970 or similar. Because what's going to happen is, if you submit a game that's not running on minimum spec, it's not going to pass through. So it's a lot easier just having your actual system with, like a GTX 970 or similar. And 8 gigs of RAM is probably minimal, but as a developer, you should get as much as you can. So that's the first thing you definitely have. If you don't have anything to work with VR, you have to get the tools. You need to get a computer. And next thing, I'm sure everyone, I get this a lot, asking which game engine is better for VR? Unity or Unreal? This is like a long time battle with these two different camps. Well, Taiwan already is by far is Unity, but Unreal is catching up. So just, I guess, curious, out of this room, who is already working with Unity? Can you raise your hands? And what about Unreal? So yeah, that's about it. Like 99% is in Taiwan with Unity, but which game engine is better for VR? What do you guys think? Like, the answer is neither, because it really depends on you. They both have their own different pros and cons. Like with Unity, what I noticed is you kind of start from scratch and you have to build on top of it. And Unreal, everything's already turned on, so you have to turn things off. So it's kind of a different workflow. And if you should just pick one. If you shouldn't have to decide, spend too much time. Because right now they're all free. You can play around with it and learn. There's a lot of tutorials online. And just use whatever you're most comfortable with. If it's already Unity, if you already experienced it, just start working with Unity. But if you're thinking about transitioning to Unreal, I found that most people that are experienced with Unity that change to Unreal have a hard time because it's a different kind of workflow. So be mindful that when you switch to Unreal, you have to clear your mindset. I was lucky enough to start with Unreal first and then switch to Unity, so it was not a big transition for me. And yeah, if you can't decide, use both, like what we do. Just remember, these are just tools. Tools are going to change over time. We don't know in the next couple of years that it could be another game engine that would be a lot better. So the most important thing is to just learn enough that you can get by, or if you want to focus, you can spend the time. But I kind of live by the 80-20 rule, which means you do 20%, you can get 80% of the results. 80% is pretty good. Once you go past 80% getting results, it gets a lot harder. But in most cases, especially if you're just prototyping and stuff like this, you can get by with just 80%. So, a little backstory on how Xeron started. So what I was doing when I was in the VR meetups, I got approached by Cooler Master to say they want me to, introduce VR and have a demo, VR demo ready at Computex. And at that time, I didn't even have a machine, didn't have a demo, but I said yes, I would do it. It was within a month and a half time frame. And I just started trying to learn Unreal. So usually if these kind of opportunities pass by, you say yes. But having this kind of pressure, definitely you'll learn a lot faster. So this picture of this guy trying a demo, it's still one of my favorite pictures. Because right now, everyone still has not really experienced VR. When I was learning at the time, you're kind of in your own little bubble. And right now, there's not many people have not experienced VR. So at first, it was shocking to me that most of the people have not tried it when I was at Computex. And now I realize that, yeah, it's still a long ways until everyone knows about VR. Oh, so after Computex, I wanted to find more people to get more help on working on more projects. So this kind of approach is you either try to find people to work with, or you build projects and people will follow you. So I kind of went that route with building a project and people following me. So after releasing this out, just by chance, people found us. So originally it was 2 people, but then we had 2 more people come on board. So the takeaways from Xeron: comfort in UX. UX is user experience. In VR is so important. If your demo or your game gives them motion sickness or simulator sickness, then it's going to leave a bad taste for them. They might be even afraid to try other demos. So, but for the most part, it's not your fault. But currently, the hardware is good enough that it's really the software, your actual content. So start from the beginning. Optimization is so important. So when you plan your project, you constantly have to make sure you're not dropping any FPS. Because later down the road, if you add a lot of content assets, and it's not hitting your frame rate, it's going to be really hard to optimize. And UI in VR is really, really hard. So my background was in front-end web design, and so I have a lot of experience working with UI. But in VR, it's totally different. You kind of have to think that you're actually you have to build for the room and not a flat screen. And another challenge is everyone is really new to VR. And it's really hard to measure. So that's what I was really concerned about, because when for Xeron, the goal was to make sure it's for everyone, like even for my grandparents wanted to have an experience. But at the same time, a lot of people are new to VR. It could have been anything, and they would have been actually amazed by the actual technology. So that's one of the things that you have to be careful about when you demo out your first VR demo is, if they're really hyped up about it, it could be just the actual technology, not your content. So be very, very kind of understand that it's really hard to measure. And also, everything is magnified in VR. If you build a good experience, it's going to be even a lot better in VR. But the bad thing about it is, if you build a bad experience, it's going to be even worse. Even making them want to throw up, so be very, you have to know what the so user experience is really important, and also comfort. So I can just show you a quick video of Zero. If you guys haven't seen it before, let's see. So we were trying to do something really different. While everyone's building roller coasters, we're trying to build like a more relaxing boat ride demo. And it was awesome because when I wasn't really thinking about releasing it out, but I did. I first put it out on Reddit, and immediately someone did a review on it on some Korean website. It was just meant for, I was just getting feedback. And as I was getting feedback, a lot of people were saying, well, this is pretty good. So I decided to polish it a little bit more and put it on some websites, and it reached #1 download for 2 months on VR. So it was quite amazing. And it was different because like my previous job, people mostly complained, but this time like people were raving about this experience. So it's quite satisfying to see your work out there and people enjoying it. But moving on, so after releasing Zeron, what was the next plan? So I had a small team, and when we saw the announcement from HTC about HTC Live, like that totally was out of nowhere. We thought that Oculus was going to be the one I'd be working with. And all the news with the motion control was like, wow, this is something that's totally next level for us to actually work with. So that was one of our goals, is to reach out to HTC to try to get these dev kits. I think most developers are trying to do that as well. So when we approached HTC, we pitched three different projects that we wanted to work on. 2 of them were games, more casual games, but the third one was quite different. It was more of a tool. You can build music in VR. So the project was called Project Synesthesia. So synesthesia is a neurological condition where it's really rare. Maybe 5–10% of the people in the world, their brain is wired differently, and they actually can see or taste sound. So the main concept is we want the user to experience synesthesia to create music. They actually see visual elements while creating music. And that became what is going to be a future product that we're working on now, is Lyra. And I can show a quick video of it. So at this time, we didn't get the Vive headsets yet. So we relied on using Leap Motion for input. VR musicians. So something that we definitely wanted to use ourselves. And I can probably show you guys some really early concepts that we worked on. So here's that actual video of that we mock up. So it's pretty similar, just the visuals are weird. So you can see, it's kind of all note-based. And each of those are virtual sounds or instruments. So we want to, so that's where the name Lyre comes from, because Lyre is a constellation dealing with music, with the god music. And so it's kind of a name stuck to us. And here's another early video of the build, and it wasn't with VR yet, it was just on the 2D screen. But you can see how early on how crude it was, but early prototyping is really important. So you guys are lucky, we haven't released this out yet. So if you're kind of new to development, don't worry about the visuals. It's all about the actual content and gameplay. You get to the point where at the end where you can really polish the visuals. So back to the slides. So we going back to what I was planning on for enter into game jams or competitions. We entered this Lyre into the Leap Motion 3D jam, and we got first place. It was quite amazing that we it's just really amazing to know that people appreciate what you work on. So what was next? We got contacted from MSI, and they were really interested in doing a VR experience. So we also pitched them 3 different ideas, and this one was the one that we picked, MSI Electricity. So this was one of the first concepts we did. And here are the actual in-game screenshots. So the cool thing is you can actually try it. It's right behind there. So after this talk, you can go out and try it out. I won't give too much of the story, but you pretty much, you're flying through, it's an on-rails experience. We wanted to keep it simple because a lot of people have not tried VR. And at the same time, this was within a 2-month time frame, so it was really tough to build a full VR experience, especially if you want interaction that needed, you need more time. So it's more like a visual ride. But we focused a lot on the audio, so. So next thing is, as a developer, which VR headset should I focus on? Which one should I get? You should just get whatever you can get your hands on currently. I think it's a lot easier to get HTC Vive currently. But if you're lucky that you pre-ordered Oculus, that's also a great HMD. So, but these are the current ones that you should definitely focus on. But so yeah, what's next for us at Metanaut? So why was I talking about MSI Electricity? Because most VR studios right now, small ones, either you get investment, or you have to work on client projects. So we picked on the client project route. Because at the same time, you're learning at the same time on other people's time. That's why I learned from VR development. From web development, because every new project I would always use a new technology and learn from it. So it's something that you can take advantage of too. So let me show something that we're working on Lyra. So we pretty much wrapping up on the MSI Electricity. We're gonna jump right back into Lyra. So this is something that I can show we have not shown to the public yet. So this is still an early prototype. We added a virtual keyboard to still pretty rough, but if you're a musician, this is pretty crazy to have something like this. So that's pretty much it. I guess if anyone has any questions. 有什么问题吗？
是我刚刚有看到你那个回圈，那你们那个回圈的话是要怎么评价？
你说那个 link 对不对？
对。
哦，你只要连接回去。
那再重新导出来。
对，是它会一个 A 一个 B， 是 sorry， do you understand or？ 但是我用中文说，目前对我们的连接是，你会选一个说一个 A 对不对？你只能摸到 B， 你可以它只会到一个线。如果你可以那个 B， 你可以 B 放 A， 它会一直会，对目前是这样。
没办法停下来。
你说停啊 ？OK， 你可以设定那个连接时间，对，你可以做一定我们会加一个方式，你可以停。
那还有人有其他的问题吗？有没有东西还想问的？来，时间紧迫。
不好意思，我们中文吗？那为什么会选择想要做音乐的游戏？是因为团队里面有这个音乐专业的开发者？
对我个人，我第一次带那个 VR， 对不对？可是我以前兴趣是做音乐，我做那个 idea 是说我们这是给我们自己的工具要做。
OK， 那因为我们今天时间有限，那我们就谢谢第一轮对。然后有交流的话，可能可以到外面，等一下可以再到外面跟他有互动一下，对，谢谢。